It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Chris Pollard Live, a king-size kidney bean in the chili con carne of community-centric content. Good God, my green screen is off by miles. What's going off over here? Good gracious, it's Wednesday, and tonight, much like on previous occasions, we're going to be broadcasting live from the Chris Pollard Live Community Contact Centre with 2 hours of hot opportunity, spicy slices of trivia, and all the latest in the world of celebrity birthmarks. Let's find out first of all who we have to thank for making this edition of Chris Pollard Live possible tonight. They are our wonderful sponsors. Calvin Harris is back and better than ever with his new chart-smashing album Findus Crispy Pancakes Volume 1, featuring instant classic singles such as The Dodgy Cockney, Left-Handed Diagrams, and All the Swear Words I Know, featuring international legend David Seaman. We are sponsored tonight by local washing machine repair centre, The Spin Doctors, and we are sponsored by Dr. Dre's Chronic brand, Gaffer Tapes and Jaffa Cakes. In a week where shoppers were alarmed to find that it is now technically cheaper to buy a 4-pack of Mars bars than it is to buy a 4-bedroom house in Surrey. Also in the news this week, another very upsetting reminder to us all that no human is truly immortal, as we waved goodbye to silver screen legend Jinky Buffon. Buffon was known internationally for his starring roles in 60s crime thrillers The Toothpaste Massacre, Who's Confused About the Really Big Bruise, Smoking Isn't Bad for You, and he reached recent comeback success with his adaptation of Honey, I've Dropped the Kids Off. His death is one that not only proves that smoking is actually bad for you, but it's also not the best thing to do when you're filling your car up with petrol. Between now and 11 p.m, we salute the work of Jinky Buffon and hopefully do a whole lot more on tonight's programme. Because also on tonight's programme, we're going to be welcoming to the couch Mr. Wilf Brilf, local pottery expert who has recently decided to spend his retirement trying to kick ducks in the park. We'll be hoping to get to the bottom of that development in his psyche, and if all else fails, we're just going to take his shoes off him. Also later in the show, if you point a firework down instead of up, do you unlock a secret passageway? And our main event sees me don the gloves once more as I continue my battle with my arch nemesis, a hot baking tray with sausage grease on it. But right now, it's time for RSD with Pretty Bright Light. I'll see you shortly. It's Chris Pollard.
Yo, what up? This your boy. You're listening to Chris Pollard Live, and I gotta tell you, I love licorice.
Welcome back to Chris Pollard Live, allowing you and your nearest to feel the full effects of a nice Scandinavian southwesterly coastal breeze, while simultaneously doing a bowel movement in the desk fans of our enemies. If you want to get in touch tonight or be involved with any of the fun stuff we've got coming up between now and 11 o'clock, you can text Studio Plus your message, your contribution to 88802. You can email studio@durhamonair.com to get through to us here at the CPLCCC, or you can indeed tweet at CPL Infodesk. I don't know what I'm pointing at, so it's quite rude. I'm very sorry. You have just heard Pretty Bright Light by RSD, and at the top of the programme, you heard a fantastic cover of Joy Division's Love Will Tear Us Apart by Capital 1212. That came out last year. Get a load of that. I like that. Well, whatever. Do you like toasties? It's time right now to unveil the first of our prize possible winning segments on tonight's Chris Pollard Live. And it is, as usual, tonight's big question. And of course, your best suggestions, thoughts, answers, ideas towards tonight's big question will all be in with a chance, and the best one winning tonight's big question, big prize. 1 whole week's supply of corned beef. 1 tin. So get those brains fired up, because your big question tonight on Chris Pollard Live, quite simply, what's the worst place that you have ever discovered a Scotch egg? Still to come later on tonight in the programme, I'm going to attempt to do 50 kick-ups with a single frozen pea, and I'm going to be revealing my new anti-war dance anthem, The World Could Use More Peanuts. Right now, however, before we go into the ad break, the prize-winning opportunities that we're rolling out at the start of tonight's programme just don't stop coming, because we're going to be saying hello once again to old friend of the show and distant relative of mine, Palford Potter, who is coming at us once again with another excellent, perfect pyramid of prizes, with another edition of Palford Potter's Perfect Pyramid of Prizes. Let's head over to Palford now and see how he's getting over there in the pyramid. Palford, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mr. Christopher.
Oh, how's that going?
How are we tonight?
I'm not too bad. I'm very excited to see what kind of things you've got in store in the pyramid this evening.
I've got plenty of prizes and plenty of things in store, plenty of surprises. Let's get straight into it. Our first question here tonight starts off with an easy spelling bee, and this is worth £50. That's a lot. I'll get you 2 bus tickets nowadays. And that is simply, how do you spell dog? Simply. In a sentence, you may ask? The dog chases the cat. Over to you, Chris.
That's fantastic stuff. Another fantastic episode of Pyramid of Prizes lined up throughout the evening. So if you want to get in touch tonight, if you want to answer that opening question for the grand sum of £50, if you can spell dog, then why not get in touch tonight? Text studio plus your answer. Don't Google it! I've got your IP address. You can email studio@durhamonair.com with your answer. You can also tweet at CPL Info Desk with your answers. And as that pyramid builds tonight, the prizes are only going to get more prestigious, and the pyramid must form that point. Because if a pyramid doesn't have a point, what's the point in the pyramid, pal? You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Here's the Lazy Eyes with Fuzz Jam. We'll be back. Oh my goodness, look at the time. We'll be back after the first ad break on Chris Pollard Live. Please, please send regards to your wife.
On Durham On Air.
Just testing the microphone there. Welcome back to Chris Pollard Live. It's quite like a radio equivalent of a nice summer's evening setting fire to wasps. Still to come later on tonight's programme, can I perfect the sexual position, the yoga position, sorry. Let's not even go there. I mean, we've still got more to come later on in the evening from Palford Potter and his perfect pyramid of prizes, along with some of the answers to your big question, with the chance to win tonight's big question, big prize, which was, of course, that 1 tin of corned beef, a week's supply. It's about that time tonight where we delve into the stuff that's been sent in to us over the last week, with the hopes that you, good senders, can find a nice item in receipt. Once again, it's been a while, but it's time for the Chris Pollard Live swap shop doors to open. Yes, it's the Chris Pollard Live Swap Shop, the one-stop shop where your items and valuable rarities can be traded in for an item that you've been after for ages. I couldn't get a rhyme out then. First up tonight on the Swap Shop, it's a rather interesting swap from nature-loving activist Rosie Bumweeds. She's today offering up her rather rare find, and in the swap shop today is a dandelion that she found that resembles the German footballing great Franz Beckenbauer. Now, this is quite a remarkable item, so understandably, in return, Rosie would like a similarly interesting find, such as a sandwich that looks like Zinedine Zidane, or a broccoli floret that resembles any World Cup winning Brazilians. Next up on the swap shop, Diane Crabb is offering up her first edition signed copy of Richard Osman's novel Why I Push My Nan Down the Stairs. In return, she's looking tonight to obtain season 1 to 4 of Harry's Guide to Chauvinistic Parking Manoeuvres on DVD or Blu-ray. The VHS is not good enough. We're at least 720p now, people. Finally, Jamie Mousetrap has been involved in the swap shop this week, and he's offering up one used set of anti-theft seatbelt covers. He says he's trading these today because the padlock was digging into his nipples while he was driving. But he does say the design on them is quite trendy and fashionable. In return for these anti-theft seatbelt covers, he is after a Middlesbrough FC fondue kit, complete with included footballs of exotic cheese, Patrick Bamford's, which would look like it may be out of date, but that's cheese. Cheese ages like a fine cheese. And it's time to find out what's been happening in your local area in regards to the happenings on the roads, the dual carriageways, and all those places that we need to be going on about. As we head over now to our Chris Pollard Live traffic and travel correspondent. Wait, let me play the jingle first. Where's that jingle? Here it is.
Pollard Live traffic and travel.
As we head over now, live to a dual carriageway near you in County Durham, to hear what's been happening in the traffic news. Fascinating stuff there from Chris Pollard Live traffic and travel reporter. And I don't know about you, but I didn't understand a single word of that. I think the cars were far too loud. We can look into that maybe for about in an hour's time. We'll be checking back in, and if the weather's not fixed, then someone's getting sacked, and it's probably going to be me, because it's only me doing it. Anyway, it's time for some more tunes. Here's Drug Church. Whew, that's a risky one. Here's But Does It Work from 2015 Swell. I'll be back shortly on Chris Pollard Live.
Chris Pollard Live. It ain't over till the Bovril's bubbling.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to Chris Pollard Live. A jubilant step forward towards a world without Velcro shoes. Grow up! Sick of them. There was the fantastic Drug Church, but Does It Work from 2015 Swell. Before that, you heard Today by Jefferson Airplane. Absolute classic from Surrealistic Pillow back in 1967, but still timeless. Can you believe it? Almost as old as your mum. Still to come on tonight's programme, bungee cords, elastic bands, sponges, E45, one can only imagine. But right now we're going to be browsing quickly a couple of your answers to tonight's big question, which was, of course, what's the worst place you've ever discovered a Scotch egg? We've had one in come through from Stacey Doolittle, who's written the first time that she got to third base with Chad. Next up, we've had an anonymous submission. The worst place I saw a Scotch egg was hanging out of a Morrison's fishmonger's trousers. And we've had a third entry, Sharon Billings, who'd simply text in to say, my dad's ass. Sharon, right now so far, you're taking the lead. And as it stands, you're taking home that 1 week supply of corned beef It is a supermarket brand. I'm not paying the big bucks and filling the pockets of Frey Bentos. Simple as that. It's time to, before we check back over to our good friend over there at the Perfect Pyramid of Prizes, we need to quickly round up the international quick news with our 20-second international news Chris Pollard Live hot headline. Your hot headline this week: President Biden refuses to take fresh stance on position surrounding tadpoles. White House officials maintain that they just look like sperm and then the frogs all of a sudden. That doesn't seem right, does it? You tell me, America. That was your Chris Pollard Live hot headline. And now it's time to head back over to my very close and dear friend, Pilford Potter, who stood over at the Pyramid of Prizes, the perfect Pyramid of Prizes, with the answer to your first question and indeed the second layer to tonight's pyramid. How are you doing over there, my good friend Pilford?
Indeed, welcome back to Pilford Potter's Perfect Pyramid of Prizes. Yes, and we just had the question, how can you spell dog? Now, a lot of you got this wrong, but you do in fact spell it dog. Yes. And well done to Margaret for winning that prize. The next question we've got here tonight is worth £51. And it is Brian McBrien was in the 2004, 2008 and 2012 Olympic Games. But what sport did he master? Was it A, DVD scratching, B, revel guessing, C, the 200 metre hopscotch, or D, power wheelgram? Back to you, Mr. Pollard.
Again, if you want to get in touch tonight and get involved in that perfect pyramid of prizes, my money's on power wheelgram. I'm going to tell you that for sure. I don't know for sure. I don't keep up to date with sports that much. But if you want to get in touch tonight and enter Pilford Potter's Perfect Pyramid of Prizes, I'm looking up there because I can't remember the name, then by all means text studio plus your answers to 88802. You can email studio@durhamonair.com. You can tweet at CPL Infodesk, and you could be within a chance. The £50 has already been won, but you could be in with a chance to win £51. Incredible stuff, revolutionary stuff. It's like Live Aid all over again in the Chris Pollard Live Community Contact Centre. Would you like to hear a song I've played on the show about 700 times? I know I would, and that's exactly why I'm going to play it. Here's Primus with Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. Go and brush your teeth.
Chris Pollard Live. Politics, prose, and post-punk poetry. On Durham On Air.
Welcome back to Chris Pollard Live here on Durham On Air, wiping the smile off the face of people who smile on the bus. You're on the bus, mate. What are you smiling for? No one's happy on the bus. Can you not smell the urine? Still to come also on tonight's programme, along with music from St. Etienne, Dean Blunt, Smith and Mighty, and a whole lot more. We're going to be having an exclusive first-time look at what happens when I eat my cat's food. Not done it before. Dog food didn't go down too well last month when we tried it on the show, but I have cleaned the floor and the stain has finally been removed from the studio. We're about to go back over to the Perfect Pyramid of Prizes over there with my good friend Pilford Potter. Such a good friend that I have to check what his name is every time that we come back to this bit. But before we head over to Mr. Pilford and his Perfect Pyramid of Prizes, it's time for your weekly Top 5. Top 5 overpowered banned Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Number 5, Blue Eyes White Warwick Davis. Number 4, Dr. Christmas Teeth. Number 3, Rising Sun Cod Liver Oil Capsule. Number 2, The Scary Shop Assistant's Even Scarier Uncle. But number 1, Extreme Death Leona Lewis. It's time for us to pop over one step back over to Palford Potter and his perfect pyramid of prizes. Palford, how are we doing there, my friend?
Good evening, Christopher. I'm good. I was good 10 minutes ago, and I will be good in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Have you got a problem with me asking how you are?
It's just every 10 minutes, Christopher. Can we move on, please?
Sure thing.
Of course, the answer to number 2 was in fact D, power-wellogram. Well done to Professor P. Dizzle for getting that one. And the next question is worth a whopping £52, reaching sky numbers now. Number 3, do hummingbirds hum because they can't remember the words? Is it A, yes, B, no, C, only on Sundays, or D, yes? Back over to you, Siege.
Fantastic stuff there from my good friend Mr. Potter and his perfect pyramid of prizes. If you want to get in touch with a fantastic chance to win a fantastic £52, wow! Text studio plus your answer to 88802. You can email studio@durhamonair.com. You can tweet at CPL Infodesk. We've got a whole host of fun and frolics to get on with later on this evening. But right now it's time for another lovely little cover tune from 1988. Here's Smith and Mighty with Walk On. I'll see you after this on Chris Pollard Live.
You're listening to Chris Pollard Live, paving the way for our nation's pickpockets.
Crying out loud. And yes, welcome back to Chris Pollard Live, a comfortable walk in the park for those that hate people with asthma. I'm joking, people with asthma, don't get yourselves in a huff. There was Walk On by Smith and Mighty, and I hope you're having a nice evening wherever you are enjoying tonight's Chris Pollard Live. Maybe you're not enjoying it, maybe you want to smash me in the head with a hammer. Join the club. Still to come tonight, I'm going to be attempting to attempt the sport of 10-pin bowling using only sunflower seeds and my own sordid thoughts. Also still to come later on tonight, we've got more coming through from Palford Potter over there, up there on the top left with his perfect pyramid of perfect prizes. And he's going to be joining us quite shortly with more answers and more trivia and tales and questions for you with a good chance to win a grand prize. Right now, though, we have got a couple of quick entries that did come through over the week of you lonely-hearted souls out there that want to contribute a little something to a little place that we call the Chris Pollard Live Connection Section.
The Connection Section.
Oh, there, the microphone just died off a second there. And yes, here's the Chris Pollard Live Connection Section, the Lonely Hearts column for all you out there in need of some tender loving care heading into the new year. First up, we have a message coming in anonymously saying that they are a long-legged, trustworthy bank worker who's seeking a man who can whip up Tex-Mex cuisine at the drop of a hat. She's willing to pay for ingredients, and she's also excellent at crosswords. Next up, Johnny Bravo lookalike seeks tender love from any female that looks or sounds like Harry Hill. Third up on the connection section, via text, aubergine salesman with the emoji needs care and kisses from a bronzed Benidorm beauty, teeth optional, ages 80 and over, seek bill payers permission, gamble responsibly. And finally, we have a submission, sensual nights and movies by the beach, on offer tonight from a carefully trained dentist. Auburn, 45, looking for a man who can ride her motorbike, because her dad bought it and it's too big for her because she's 3'9". It's time for us to go over once again to our good, fine friend over there, Palford Potter, with his perfect pyramid of prizes and his name that I can't remember. But let's find out what's happening over there on the pyramid of prizes. Did we have a successful entry for the last question, Palford?
Yes, we have indeed had a correct answer, and that correct answer would be yes. And that's all coming from Steve from Stevenage. I don't know if he was trying to be funny there or not, but it plays. Moving on to our next question, and it is going up to a staggering £53 here. Now we're talking good money. This will get you a couple of kebabs on your night out. And the question is why can't we see ghosts? Is it A, they don't exist, B, they have never existed, C, they will never exist, or D, no evidence to prove their existence has or ever will be found? And there you go. That's question 4, and back to you in the studio, Pollard.
Thank you very much there, Mr. Potter, once again, with another tantalising opportunity for you to win. What is the prize up to? Something like £54 now? It's truly dizzying. If it's only 53, I'm sorry for spoiling what may be coming up later on in the internet's entertainment. Yes, if you want to get in touch tonight and enter the pyramid of perfect prizes, or you want to answer tonight's big question, where's the worst place you've ever found a Scotch egg, you can text studio plus your message tonight to 88802. You can email studio@durhamonair.com. You can tweet @CPL Infodesk, or you can write it in the sky, in the clouds and the heavens above. Here's Saint Etienne with Filthy. We'll be right back here on Chris Pollard Live. Take care.
Chris Pollard Live. This is the sound of the future. This is the revolution. This is Durhamonair.
To Chris Pollard Live. It is Wednesday night, my dudes, and you know what that means. It's Chris Pollard Live, inspiring even the wettest of French spreadable cheeses. Still to come on tonight's programme: skipping rope, bacon, omelettes, sex, pandas. I don't know, I'm making it all up. It's time once again for us to head over, not straight away over to that pyramid of prizes, which has been our main running segment this evening, but instead to head back over. Hopefully we've had some issues fixed that we had earlier this evening with our Tris Pollard Live traffic and travel correspondent. So let's find out if those problems have been fixed, and we can find out what's happening on those roads around you. How are we doing over there? I don't know about you, but I can't hear what he's saying. Well, I'd like to personally thank you on behalf of myself, my mother and all my pets and all the people of County Durham for another enthralling report on what's happening over there. Can we just have one more final word on how you see the traffic clearing up by the end of the evening? And there he is, the unnamed Chris Pollard Live traffic and travel correspondent, reporting live both from a motorway bypass and from the set of Palford Potter's perfect pyramid of prizes. We've got a whole host of things to happen later on tonight. None of them I've written yet. Microsoft Word is a barren wasteland, much like your dad's love life. We'll be right back in a few moments on Chris Pollard Live. Goodbye. welcome back to Chris Pollard Live. Another bullet dodged for those who are allergic to clam meat. I don't know. Still to come later on tonight's programme, my reggae rendition of the theme tune to Holby City. I've been working on this one for quite some time, folks. Please don't get offended. Also still to come later, hopefully more interesting news and highlights from the world of traffic and travel over there with Chris Pollard Live Traffic and Travel, along with another fantastic edition of the Pyramid of Perfect Prizes hosted over there by Palford Potter. Before we head over back there to that Pyramid of Prizes though, I have 3 brand new spanking, delicious, beautiful, dare I say sexy offers to provide you from the Chris Pollard Live voucher book. The voucher book. Because I've been working all week to get some deals signed through for you. It's been quite tough with the cost of living crisis the way that it is, but I've still managed to snag a few possible deals for you. The first of which being that Chris Pollard Live can get you 50% off all entry, all ages, all sizes to County Durham World of Ruined Omelettes. Over 200 ruined omelettes live in exhibition for 1 month only in County Durham, only £20 each after the £50 discount has been applied. Also on the voucher book, we've got half price off your first order if you order online at Postman Bob's Gazette of Stolen Post. Birthday cards, receipts, bank statements, who knows what you could get. It's a luxury raffle and his job's on the line. It's half price off if you quote Chris Pollard Live crisps at checkout. And finally, very quickly, we've got Dodgy Bob's Sexy Snooker Hall. We've got 75% off if you've got really big knockers. If they're big enough, it might even be 100% off. So get yourself down there if you are a voluptuous female or you're just a bloke that's letting himself go in his mid-50s. It's Dodgy Bob's Sexy Snooker Hall. I can't see much that's sexy about that. It's time for us to head over to Palford Potter's Perfect Pyramid of Prizes to find out the answer to your £53 question tonight and see indeed where this perilous journey may take us. Let's go over there now. How are you doing, Pilford?
I'm good, Mr. Pollard. How are you tonight?
I'm fantastic. I'm not too bad.
I'm only slightly offended you have to keep checking my name, but we'll carry on. Obviously, the answer here is D. No evidence to prove their existence has or ever will be found. And that winner goes to Bovril from Birmingham.
Bovril from Birmingham. If that does confuse you, I must inform you at this point that Bovril from Birmingham is a long-time contributor to this show and once ran for MP of South Cheshire.
Yes, very good friend of the show. Yes. And for the 5th question, takes us up to an eye-watering £55. Now, if you don't think this is a lot of money, I don't know where you're from, to be honest, because over here in the UK, 3-4 meal deals, you're winning. Anyway, question 5. If it takes 2 to tango, how many does it take to Fanta? Is it A, 3, B, 469, C, 7, or D, orange? Back to you. That's over for me.
Thank you very much. I've not turned my microphone up. Thank you very much over there. Palford Potter with his perfect pyramid of prizes. I really should have wrote this on my hand at the start of the programme or something along those lines. It's time for us once again to check in with the Chris Pollard Live Traffic and Travel over there with the Traffic and Travel correspondent. How are you doing over there?
Well, as you can see, last time I was here, I saw
Still nothing. And in quite a remarkable turn of events there, our Chris Pollard Live Traffic and Travel correspondent has managed to find the only place in England where the sun has not yet set. Still to come, we've got more updates from Traffic and Travel and indeed the perfect pyramid of prizes. But right now, let's get our 90s skank on. Is Jumbo by Underworld. You take care of yourself. We'll be back very shortly on Chris Pollard.
it's this your boy Robert De Niro. Yeah, coming back at you. Yeah, you're listening to Dover Mine. Yeah, Robert De Niro.
Yes, welcome back to Chris Pollard Live, brimming to the brim with the kind of love and attention that would make even the most battle-worn onion peeler still shed a tear or two. Our 25 past 10, I can't believe it because we should have gone to adverts 10 minutes ago, so I'm sorry to our commercial overlords, but our 25 past 10 sponsor is Heartburn Rob's indigestion-free sausage capsules. We've quickly got to go over legally before the adverts. We do have to get over to Palford Potter in his perfect world of prizes or whatever it's called. But first, quickly, one item that I need to add into that chamber of shame before the adverts and Palford Potter. Because going in to the chamber of shame, Ainsley Harriet's teeth. I can't remember what they look like, can you? Can't be in a good state after all that cooking. Can you tell me what they look like? No, and that's why I'm furious. In they go. It's time to head over now to Pilford Potter, I remembered it, and his perfect pyramid of potassium of prizes and games. We're going to head over there. Right, let's get a bit of music on actually underneath my good friend Pilford, who's going to be unveiling the next answer to the Pyramid Perfect Games of Pyramid. Pilford, how are we doing over there, my friend?
I'm not sure who this Pilford guy is, but I'm Palford. Nice to meet you, Pollard.
Sorry, Pilford. How are you doing today? Are you okay? Are you all right, Mr. Palford Pilford?
I'm great. I've been great all show. I'm happy to be giving this much money out, to be honest. By now, we're up to over £300.
Wow!
Yes, giving out completely, yeah.
Wow, that's Chris Pollard Live for you people.
That's out of my pocket. I mean, that's not finalised yet. We do still have the final question to go, and the final question takes it all, okay? So don't get your horses up, don't count your chickens, and just sit there and wait. And for the next question, for the last question, the answer was indeed 5. The answer was indeed D, orange. And that goes to Steve Jones, who's added here that he's actually a master of origami. And I don't know how that's relevant, Steve, but I will remember that. Don't you worry. Origami, nice. For question 6, the price has risen substantially to £56. Can you believe that? And it's a simple question, and it should be an easy one for you people out there. What did I have for tea last night? What did I have for tea last night? Back to you, Pollard.
Thank you very much. And I've just got to say, do you sound like you weren't too familiar with origami there? Did you know that I'm actually a black belt in origami?
I did not know that, no.
Yeah, I'm a black belt in origami, of course. The ancient Japanese martial art of putting Jaffa cakes up one's bum. It's time for the ad break that I should have played 15 minutes ago. If my bosses are listening, I'm sorry, but let's be honest, they're probably not. I'll catch you in a bit. It's Chris Pollard Live, here to take away your pain and your strife. Oh.
A secret unspoken.
Yes, welcome back to Chris Pollard Live, radio's version of a kangaroo's pouch, stuffed till it's full with Weetabix, covered in Pepsi Max, and then fed to the nearest grizzly bear. It's time to catch up with some of your suggestions on tonight's Chris Pollard Live Big Question, where you had a chance to win tonight's Big Question Big Prize, which was that 1 week supply of corned beef, in brackets, 1 tin. Tin opener not included. 3 of our most recent suggestions that have come through. First off, David off G. I once found a Scotch egg in the glove compartment of my husband's Mercedes. I knew this confirmed a suspicion I'd had for quite some time, that my husband, behind my back, sometimes eats a Scotch egg. Next up, we've had a text through from Sharon. The worst place I ever saw a Scotch egg was when one took the stand to testify against me in an ongoing parking fine dispute which had reached the local county crown court. Devastating stuff, Sharon. I can only hope this testimony was not taken at face value. But finally, I think the most poignant of the lot is coming through from Vera. I once found 2 Scotch eggs where my son's eyes once were. I do feel quite sorry for you hearing about that, Vera. So, as it stands tonight, you could get knocked off the top spot, and then really, what have you got? But as it stands, you are in line to win a bit of corned beef. Let's hope it doesn't, I don't know, replace your daughter's hairstyle. And still to come, we're going to open up the celebrity George Foreman grilling machine. But what we need to do right now is check over with our good friend over there. We've had a few technical issues, but hopefully we've got them sorted now. But probably not, knowing this programme. Let's see what's happening over there with the traffic and travel. Operating. Again, another miraculous occurrence over there from our Chris Pollard Live traffic and travel reporter, who is going to be the ongoing proof that never again am I going to hire a traffic and travel reporter off a gum tree. I noticed that the sun didn't set once. It seemed to be the same footage of traffic coming over and over again, and at one point the green screen moved away and you could see it was clearly in front of a green screen. So next time I need a freelance reporter. If you're a freelance weather reporter out there and you're not on Gumtree, because I've tried everyone else on Gumtree and most of them were just perverts. One thing we've got to do right now is head over to my good friend. I'm gonna look. Palford Potter's perfect pyramid of prizes, where once more we're going to hear the answer to the last prize and the question that was given away before the last break. How's it going over there, Palford?
Good, again. It's good, mate. Thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. You seem to take umbrage to me asking how you are. I thought this was a friendly thing friends do.
Well, it's not a new day, is it? It's just a new segment.
It is. Very similar green screen malfunction to the one the traffic reporter was suffering.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is my studio.
Okay, sorry.
This is Palford's Potters Incorporated.
It is, sorry, yes, yep, that's why we're paying tax for you.
New game show every week.
Okay, so do you want to continue with the exciting questions for this evening?
I would, Pollard, but I seem to have lost the question.
Okay, let's head back to me where I'll practice my beatboxing in a Spanish style. El pracapash, el pracacash.
Here we go, question 6, just to stop that'd be great. Yeah, here we go, question 6. For tea last night, I had a terrible kebab, which is definitely repeated on me today by the smell of the toilet. The next prize tonight is an absolutely obscene £57, if you can believe that, people.
Jesus Christ!
But it is a tricky one. It will test your culinary skills to the maximum. What meal do the following ingredients make? The following ingredients: eggs, milk, flour, and sugar. 4 simple ingredients. We've got 4 answers. Is it A, cheesy garlic bread? Is it B, piri piri chicken drumsticks? C, beef Wellington? D, gluten-free mint chocolate chip ice cream? I haven't read these questions yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, no,
I will be speaking to my team about this.
This is the laws of nature, though. We don't dictate
I'd be very
the answers.
surprised. I'd be very surprised if them ingredients make any of them things.
Do you reckon you could?
We'll find out next segment.
Could you blast through them one more time, please? I'm already forgetting them.
I might not be able to. A, we've got A, cheesy garlic bread. We'll start with the ingredients, actually. We've got the ingredients: eggs, milk, flour, and sugar. 4 simple ingredients, 4 simple items. Cheesy garlic bread. Piri piri chicken drumsticks. Beef Wellington. Gluten-free mint choc chip ice cream. And there are your 4 answers tonight. Back over to you, Pete.
Thank you very much over there, Palford Potter and his Pyramid of Prizes, my definite favourite edition of that segment so far tonight. And we're heading towards the end of tonight's programme, so make sure you get those suggestions in because the money is flying away quicker than our government can tank the pound. It's time for you to get your submissions in before our last ad break of tonight's show. If you want to text studio plus your answer to 88802, you're more than welcome to do so. You can email studio@durhamonair.com and you can also tweet at CPL Infodesk, should that be. And if you want to contribute to Palford Potter's Pyramid of Perfect Prizes, there's only going to be a couple more opportunities to do so. So you take care. Here's Tame Impala with Remember Me. I'll see you in a minute or 3 or 4 minutes 19. That's how long this song is. And then we've got adverts and then another 3 minutes. I'll see you in about 9 minutes, shall we? Take care, people. Goodbye. To Chris Pollard Live. It's indeed about time that we started wrapping this thing up. It's already 10:02 and I'm ever so sorry that we've just gotten swept up in a whole sea of features, fun, opportunity, and I'm sure that, you know, award-winning content, it's only a matter of time until the radio BAFTAs are up or whatever, the Oscars of radio, and coming right into the Oscars of radio, first hand, I know for sure, is going to be tonight's traffic and travel correspondent who's been reporting to us live from a motorway bypass where the sun doesn't go down in County Durham, and we're going to find out his overall feelings on what's going down tonight, how the traffic's been over the last 2 hours, and what we can look forward to if we're driving in County Durham tonight. Let's go over to him now.
Lost under the surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me. Put under the pressure of walking in your shoes. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware.
The Chris Pollard Live traffic and travel correspondent there, reporting live from a very congested bypass, and I can only hope that he finds the true cause of his internal anguish. And it's also time before the end of the programme that we take another trip over to our good friend Palford Potter and his perfect pyramid of prizes, who's been dishing out £50, £51, £52 by the absolute £50 load here this evening. Let's head over to him and see what's going over there on that perfect pyramid of prizes. What's going down, my good friend?
Oh, prizes are going down. That's what we're going down, Pollard. Yeah, hey, a lot of money given away. Not just yet, though, because it all comes down to the final question. And the answer to question 7 was, in fact, a trick question. It was an E, pancakes. And the only one to get that tonight is our producer, actually, Martin. So our producer tonight, Martin, he'll be the winner of the £56.
Congratulations, Martin.
And with the next one we have, why did my wife leave me? A, sick of my game shows. B, I spit toothpaste at the mirror every morning. C, I just can't describe how much she means to me. Or D, all of the above. Over to you, Pollard. That's my final question of the night.
Thank you very much over there, Palford Potter and his perfect pyramid of prizes. Let's hope we can get to the bottom of that one, because let's be honest and let's say that catchphrase once more from that perfect pyramid of prizes. The final question is the point of the pyramid, and all pyramids must have a point. Otherwise, what's point in pyramid? We've got one more song to get through before we get the answer to that one. Hopefully, get your answers in. You've got 2 minutes 58 to do so. Text studio plus your message to 88802. Tweet at CPL Info Desk and email studio at durhamonair.com. You've got 3 minutes to do so before we wrap this sucker up in a big bow and give it to your mum for Father's Day.
And we can't put that onto that and go.
Chris Pollard Live. These ain't your mama's false teeth. Chris Pollard Live. Cottage cheese.
Already played that one as well. Come on, man. There we go. That's more like it. How are we doing? Welcome back to Chris Pollard Live. In fact, no, it's the end of the show. We need to play the end of the show music. And there it is. It's the end of the show, which means it's time for us to listen to the end of the show music. Thanks a lot for joining us here. Thanks a lot to our traffic and travel correspondent. And it's time very quickly to check over once more with, here we go, Palford Potter and his perfect pyramid of prizes. Palford, what's going over there?
You got it right that time, Pollard. It's doing very well in the name front. And nobody has been able to tell me why my wife has left me. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to keep all the money, because that was the deciding question on the pyramid of prizes. And if you don't complete the pyramid, you don't get the prizes.
Exactly.
So, unfortunately,
and if the pyramid doesn't have a point,
there's no point to the pyramid.
Boom!
So, nobody's a winner here tonight apart from me. Well, my wife's left me, so I'm not a winner. Anyway.
But trust me, folks, if you've seen his wife, I think you'll argue with that point. Soon to be ex-wife, how rude of me.
How rude of you indeed, Christopher.
And from me, from Palford Potter, from whoever that traffic and travel bloke was with a broken microphone, and a lingering smell of cheese and onion crisps emanating into the room, must mean my tea is almost ready, and it's time for me to nick off home, or at least to a home near you. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching Chris Pollard Live, and if you've not been watching, thanks for listening, and if you've not been listening, then you've not heard me say that. Good evening.